All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. It's honestly so exciting. I was just saying this a few minutes ago. I'm super excited to see so many of your faces and see so many of you on here. I know it's so hard to find a time to do these things that works for everyone. I know it's a sacrifice to get on no matter when I do it. I know it's a challenge. So thank you for joining me live or for making the commitment to watch the playback. I appreciate you, and it makes me happy to see your faces. So I love it. Um, but today we are going to talk about our really exciting incentive trip that was very recently announced at Scentsy Family Reunion. And we are talking about the Scentsy Family Incentive Trip 2026. We call it 2026 because 2026 is when we'll actually be taking the trip itself. We will be earning it. The majority of the time we'll be earning it is through 2025. But we will also be earning it into 2026. That's when it will be completed. So let me change this back. There we go. So that is what it's called, Scentsy Family Incentive Trip 2026. And I'm actually going to show you guys. I want to show you my screen. All of these features have changed now with the new updated Zoom. And so I want to, let's see, host tools, share screen. There we go. I want to share my screen with you guys as we go over this stuff. Let's see. I don't know why they gotta change things. Hold on, I'm looking for it. And so for those of you who are on live, I'll say this again too. Um, I want to make sure that you use the chat. So if you do have a question, something specific that you want me to cover, please make sure to use the chat. If anybody knows where share your screen is now on the new Zoom, let me know because I'm struggling to find it for some reason. I apologize. I thought it might be under host tools, but this is allow participants to. Missy or Pepper, do you know where it is now? Sharing a screen?
No, but I can get on computer. Hold on. I'm on my phone. Let's see. Meeting settings. What? Go, 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 go.
I don't know why it's
Same.
being so.
I usually use my phone, so I don't have the computer settings.
Yeah, I was gonna say on here. Let me try. I can try to get on my computer and see. It
Well, I
used to be
might
pretty
not.
easy to find, if I remember right.
I know, I know. I don't understand why they had to go and change it.
No, always.
Share. Maybe it's under. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Got it. Okay. Sorry about that. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep. Now we're going.
Perfect. Okay. I apologize. Thank you for bearing with me while I'm trying to figure these things out. All right. So I am logged into my workstation and where I am at, so you guys can follow along, whether you're live or watching the playback. You are going to log into your workstation and you're going to hover over more, and then you're going to scroll down to incentives. And that's where you're going to be able to see the incentives section of your website, or I should say your workstation. And this is where you're going to see the video showcasing a little bit about this hotel, which I should have Googled before doing this, how to actually pronounce that name of that hotel. Does anyone know how to pronounce that? Because I do not.
I think it's just Zacharette, but I could be incorrect on that.
Zacharette. Okay, thank
I
you,
don't,
Missy.
maybe. I don't know. I did Google it, but I did not even Google to see how you pronounce it. I do know that it's about $1,200 a night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's that's not, I mean, that's like staying at a really nice resort on Disney property.
from what I heard, I've had several friends that stay there, and they said it's like Jurassic Park on steroids, kind of like a Disneyland for Jurassic Park people, like naturey, outdoorsy people.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, that's cool. Huh.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. I am beyond thrilled that this is an opportunity to bring your family, as I'm sure many of you are as well. This is an all-inclusive resort that is a family-friendly resort. As you can see here on my screen, it is a trip to hotel, we'll just call it X, in
yeah.
Mexico in 2026. The trip dates have already been announced. So I already told Matt, my husband, I said, take the days off work. Like that's how committed I am that I am earning this for our family. So go ahead and just get those days on your work calendar for 2026. Um, I love that they give us the dates in advance. So June 15th through the 19th is the actual incentive dates. There's always opportunities as well to extend on the front end or the back end. If you want to extend, there's usually opportunities to do that. And this is a fun, inclusive family resort. It says with amenities and activities for all ages, including access to the best theme parks in the Mexican Caribbean, which sounds really fun. Or you can choose Scentsy Family Reunion in Meridian, Idaho for your incentive. So those are your options if you earn, or I should say, when you earn the incentive trip. You can choose the trip to Mexico, or you can choose Scentsy Family Reunion. Right here, we've got a printable tracker, and you guys can, I'm sure you've already downloaded this and seen this, but if you haven't, this is what it looks like. The printable tracker that Scentsy provided us. Then below that, you're going to see where you can track your own progress with this incentive trip. You can see here live, these are my total current points, 3642, and it shows out of the 30,000 points, which is the first level, level one. So once you secure level one, I'm sure it'll say, 30,001 points out of 38,000 points. I'm sure that's going to, as you move up, adjust to the next tier level. So it's not like this one, it's not like you set a goal for your total points and that's what it's showing you. I believe it's just always going to show you the next trip level available to you. So right now you should see your current points out of the total needed to earn trip for one, level one. And you can scroll over and see how many points you'd need to earn up to 8 people. That is an incredible, it's a lot of points, but it's a lot of people. And Missy already mentioned that she saw on the website that it was, I think, like $1,200 a night. I think she said she saw. So it's very expensive to earn a trip for 8 people. So it's going to take a lot of points. But if you want to do that, you can absolutely, by all means, do that. So below this is where you're going to see how to earn, and it breaks it down for you and shows you how you earn points. There is a lot of ways that you can earn points, as you can see. One of my favorite things that I'm the most excited about this trip, besides the fact that it's for a family, that you can earn it for a family, is that you are not required to have sponsoring points in order to earn this trip. And that is huge because so many of you want to sell the products but don't want to grow a team. So for those of you that have interest in earning these trips but have in the past felt some sort of way because you're not able to earn these trips because you're not growing a team, this is the perfect time for you to make that dream and goal of yours a reality. You are not required to have sponsoring points in order to earn this trip. So that is huge for those of you that do not have an interest in growing a team. Uh, so that is just, I had to take a moment to talk about that because that really is a big deal. So as we learn how to earn, you can hover over your different options. You can view your points specifically. If you do have a team, here you can see your frontline points. It'll show you anyone that is in your front line, which means anyone that you have personally sponsored or has rolled up to you. And then when you click squad, you'll be able to see everyone within your squad, which is a great resource. And I am so happy to have this feature here. Uh, so you can see all of it, boom, 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 right there in a row. You personal, your frontline, or your squad points. So let's go down and talk about the PRV points. So PRV points for every $1, if you will. It's not a dollar, but for every one PRV point, it equals one incentive trip points. And the reason dollars and PRV are not the same is because we have royalties that we pay in some scenarios for our licensed products. And then we also have things that we are paying donations for, like our charitable cause products. So it's not always equal for equal, PRV to dollar amount, but in most scenarios, it is. But that's why that's specified that it's one PRV point. So for every one in PRV that you sell, you will get one incentive trip point. And these are updated usually nightly. You can guarantee that the following day, those adjustments would be made and you would see a party that you have closed or orders that you might have gotten or Scentsy clubs that might have processed. So that's where your PRV points are going to be shown, and that shows you exactly how they are given. So next is consistency. We get points just for being consistent in our PRV. If you have 1,000 or more in PRV, 5 out of the 6 incentive months, you will be given 1,500 points flat. So this incentive qualification period began this month, in the month of August 2025, and it runs until January of 2026. So it's a total of 6 months. If 5 out of those 6 months you have 1,000 or more in PRV, you will get a 1,500 point flat little point bonus for your consistency in your PRV. If you remain active every single month of the qualification period, you get 500 points. So they're actually like rewarding your PRV twice, well, technically more than that. They're rewarding your PRV like 3 times because you're getting 1 point per one PRV. You're getting a PRV consistency bonus for 1,000 or more, and then a consistency bonus for being active. So that's like 3 opportunities just for PRV alone to be given points. So that's very generous. And then the third column here in the consistency section is get paid at your starting title or higher every month during the qualification period. And that is 2,000 points. All right, so for me, my title is Superstar Director. My rank is currently Star Director. That is because I am not meeting all of the qualifications in order to be paid as a superstar director. That's been happening for me personally, just backstory, that's been happening for me personally for like 3 or 4 months. So that's a new thing. Prior to now, I've been a superstar director. It just changed for me recently. And so unless, like using me as an example, unless I get back to superstar director, I would not get this paid at title consistency. Um, so unless that were to happen for me this month. So whatever your title is, your title and your rank are 2 different things. Your title is the highest title that you've ever held. Your rank is what you're getting paid at, what you're qualifying at that month for your sales, your active frontline, your number of directors in your frontline or first gen, so on and so forth. So that's the difference in case you're not clear about rank versus title. Title is the highest title you've ever held on our compensation plan, and rank is the title that you're getting paid at, what you're qualifying at. In order for me to be paid as a superstar director, in order for me to be at my title of a superstar director, I need 4 first generation directors. At one point, we had 9 first gens and like 30 something total. But we're down, I think I have three directors right now, frontline, first gen. Um, so that is the difference between, that was just a question in the chat in case you guys didn't see. So that's the difference between title and rank. So let's talk about, that was consistency, all right? So, and I'm just going to say this one more time because I want to make sure everybody's super clear. So let's say that you are starting this out as a lead consultant. You are a lead consultant in the month of August. If you are paid as a lead consultant or higher every single month during the qualification period, you would get 2,000 points flat. So that's very exciting. This is a new little it's another perk to getting paid at title or rank. It's great. So you're getting paid at title points, 2,000 points. So if you start as a lead consultant and you end as a lead consultant or higher, 2,000 points. So that's consistency. Let's talk about activity bonuses. All right, so this next one says get paid at rank. And again, rank is whatever you're getting paid at. So let's say that, like myself, I'm a superstar director, but my rank as of this moment is a star director. So let's say that I get paid at star director during the qualification period. Every single month, this is a monthly, this isn't a one-time bonus, this is a monthly thing. So if I get paid as a star director in the month of August, that would give me 1,500 points in August. If I get paid as a star director in September, again, 1,500 points in September. And then let's say in October, because we're going to will it into existence. We're going to manifest it, right? So let's say in October, I get paid as a superstar director. That would be 2,500 points in October. And let's say again, superstar director in November. That again, that's 2,500 points. So the activity bonus is monthly, whereas the paid at title consistency is a one-time bonus. So that's the difference between those two. I hope that helped to clarify. Let me see the chat. I'm working on getting that back. You got it, Pepper. I know you do. I know you got this. Let's see. Okay, so we went over activity bonus, and you can see if you take a look at the far right where the little turquoise rectangles are, you can see the live points there, right? So you can see my PRV. I'm at 2142 in PRV for the month, so I've got 2142 points there. And then you can see here for my activity bonus, I have already hit star director numbers. So I've already got those 1,500 points registered right there in that turquoise rectangle box. And again, those are going to be a monthly point addition. All right, so let's scroll down to personal promotions. This is the very, very, very exciting section for all of you, whether you're here live or whether you're watching the playback. The personal promotions, this is where you are able to rack up a lot of points. And this is a very exciting thing for you as a consultant who is a certified or a lead or a star or a superstar consultant. You know, this section is really critical for you, especially if you want to earn a trip for many, a trip for several. This is where you're really going to rack up your points. All right, so let's say that you're a brand new consultant, right? Let's say that you just joined. You're brand new. You literally just joined in the month of August, or you joined in September, right? Brand new consultant, you get points for earning sensational start. And us as sponsors, right? For those of you who are existing consultants and have been with us for a little while, this is helpful for us as a recruiting tool as well. When someone comes on board during this incentive qualification period, they earn, the cash, right? The product credit for earning sensational start level 1, level 2, or level 3, but then they're also going to be getting trip points as well. So they can earn 1,000 points for achieving sensational start level 1, 2,000 points for achieving sensational start level 2, or 5,000 points for achieving sensational start level 3. So for those of us who are already past our 70 days, this section is something that's not necessarily that exciting for us, but it is exciting for us from the recruiting standpoint, because this is another great tool for us as we are sponsoring new people during this incentive qualification period. All right, so the next section, personal promotions. This is where you guys can really rack up those points, like as I was talking about before. When you promote to a new title for the very first time during the incentive qualification period, you are given a sum of points. For promoting to certified, you get 1,000 points. Lead 1,500, star 2,000, superstar 3,000, director 5,000, star director 8,000, or superstar director 10,000 points. Okay, so that is a very, very, very big deal. Let's say let's just think about this for a second. If you recruit someone new, let's say you recruit a brand new team member, and this team member earns sensational start level 3, that's 5,000 points, right? Then let's say they promote to certified, that's another 1,000. Let me get my calculator. I'm not going to try to use my brain. She tired. All right, so 5,000 plus they promote to certified, that's another 1,000. Plus let's say they get all the way up to star, okay, plus 1,500 points for lead, plus 2,000 points for star. I mean, just in this section alone, not counting PRV, not counting consistency, not counting any of those other things, just in the personal promotions section, you bring on a new team member who earns sensational start level 3 and promotes to star consultant over these next 6 months. Completely doable. Completely doable. That would be 9,500 trip points just from that section of personal promotions. So there is so much value in this section right there for you and for your new team members. So this is a very, very, very exciting section. And for me, especially, there's nothing that I can earn in this section, at my current title. And so it's something that I look at and I'm like, wow, to have that available to you, like that is such a blessing. It really, really is. So don't take it for granted that you have the opportunity to really rack up a lot of points by promoting to the next title on the compensation plan. Not only do you get those points then for promoting, but you get higher points, you may have noticed. The higher the title is, the higher your points are for getting paid at rank. So lots of opportunities there for you guys to really rack up your points. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat, y'all. I want to make sure that I am really helping you guys digest all of this information, because I know it can be very confusing, especially as a new consultant, if this is your first incentive qualification period. So event attendance points. We can get points for attending different events. If you attend World Tour in person, you get 500 points. That's a one-time flat 500 points. Pretty self-explanatory. And then there will be a retreat for leaders event. It's always in January. And a nice little respite and sort of reset after our busiest season of the year. And that is usually available to directors and above. I'm just going to say usually, because you just never know. Something might change. They might open it to superstar consultants. I'm not saying that. You just never know. You never know what they're going to do. So I'm just going to say it's usually directors and above. And it's called Retreat for Leaders. And that will give you 1,000 points if you attend that event. So now we're going to move on to the sponsoring section. Again, these are not required. You'll notice none of this says, usually it'll be like sponsoring, and then there's like an asterisk and it says, required. Usually for each level of the incentive that you can earn, there is a set amount of sponsoring points that are required for said level. But that is not the case this time. So it's very exciting for those of you that are not wanting to grow a team. So let's talk about these sponsoring points here. So the first section here is sponsor and earn sensational start. Oh my gosh, this is so great. So we are rewarded when we help people earn sensational start. So when you sponsor a new team member personally who earns sensational start during the qualification period, you will get points. If they earn level 1, you get 500 points. If they earn level 2, you get 1,000 points. If they earn level 3, you get 2,000 points. So like we were talking about before in that little scenario, let's say that you help that new recruit earn sensational start level 3, you're getting 2,000 points. She's getting 5, I think it was. Yep. Yep, that new recruit of yours that earned sensational start level 3, she's getting 5,000 points, and you, as her sponsor, are getting 2,000 points. And again, the higher the level, the greater the point value because the more challenge. So the next section here is a frontline promotion to certified consultant. So you get points for every frontline consultant that you personally sponsor between July 1st. They rolled it back, so they actually gave us 7 months instead of 6 for this. Same thing with the sensational start. Um, it doesn't start from August 1st, it starts from July 1st. So we actually have 7 months for this sponsoring section, which is huge. I mean, 7 months out of the 12-month calendar year, the vast majority of the year, we are getting points for helping our new frontline achieve different goals. So again, from July 1st through January 31st of 2026, if you personally sponsor someone who promotes to certified for the very first time, you get 1,000 points for the first promotion, 1,500 for the second, and 3,000 for the third and beyond. So guys, I love when they do it like this. This is how I earned Greece, the top 100 trip to Greece. The point structure was just like this, where we were given 3,000 points for the third and beyond certified consultant. So that is, again, how you're really going to rack up a lot of points. If you want to earn for a family, if you have several people or even a few people that you want to earn this for, this sponsoring check section may not be required, but if you want to earn for several or a few people, you're going to need the sponsoring points. Unless you're really selling a ton of product. So it's very, very exciting. So remember, that very first person that you get certified, you're going to get 1,000 points for them, right? But then once you get a second one, it's 1,500. And once you get a third one, it's 3,000 for each of them. For each, not just like a one-time thing. So let's say that you sponsor 5 people who each get to certified. I mean, that's 15. What is that? 5 times 3 is 15, right? Yeah, 15,000 points. I mean, that can really, really, really make a huge difference for you. All right, so let's talk about the frontline promotion to certified.
Wait, Katie, can you go back to that? Because I had
Huh?
a question on that. So let's say you did do the 5. Is the first one 1,000, the second one's 1,500, and then the subsequential 3 would be 3,000 apiece?
My assumption, because that's how it was the last time, let me see if they address that here. My assumption is yes, because that's how it was the last time.
Okay, I couldn't
Um,
remember exactly how that worked.
Yes,
let's
the
see.
first one is the 1,000, then 15, and then the third and everyone beyond is 3,000.
Right?
Okay, so
Okay.
they don't
Yeah,
go back and adjust the first two.
they do not. No,
So when I earned Greece, I swore they did, but okay, so that's good to know.
I
Thank
think they
you.
worded it funny last year, and so they
Yeah.
made an adjustment to the wording.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Dan had said
Yeah,
something funny. I remember that last year, like on end of month, like Dan or someone did, and so then they had to go back and do something. But yeah, I think it was still the first was like 1,000, second was 1,500, third was 3 and beyond.
Okay, so I'm going to redo
yeah.
that math just so I'm not confusing anybody. All right, so let's say 5. So that would be 1, 2. So 3,000 times 3 plus 1,500 plus 1,000. So to correct my math, let's say that you personally sponsored 5 who achieved the title of certified during this incentive qualification period. You would get 1,000 points for the first, 1,500 for the second, and then 3,000 for those last three. So that would give you 11,500 points just for frontline promotions to certified. And that doesn't count any of the other things. Like obviously, if you're helping them get certified, you're probably helping them earn sensational start at least level one. So there's just so many points involved in that whole sponsoring section. All right, so they are giving you points for a frontline consultant who achieves the title of certified for the first time as well. So this doesn't have to be a new recruit. This is just a frontline who promotes to certified for the first time. So this could be someone who's been a consultant prior to July, who has just not certified yet. Um, this could even be someone who rolls up to you who hasn't promoted to certified yet. It just is a frontline consultant who promotes to certified for the first time. So as a leader, make sure you're checking your reports and make sure you're looking for opportunities to help people get to that first promotion of certified, whether they are someone who's rolled up or not. Whether they're someone who maybe joined, like I said, prior to this incentive qualification period, but they have yet to certify. There's a lot of opportunities for you to help them get their first paycheck as a certified consultant and earn some points for yourself and some points for them as well. Um, so 3,000 points for each frontline consultant who promotes to lead consultant for the first time. Is that not weird? Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So you're getting points for frontline promotion to lead. So that's not always there. Like we don't always have that. So that's very exciting that they are giving us frontline promotion points for beyond certified. So you're getting frontline promotion points for people who get to certified and also frontline promotion points for people who get to lead for the very first time. 3,000 points. That's a big chunk of points too. So again, let's say you sponsor somebody new and you help them earn sensational start level one. You help them get certified. You help them promote to lead. I mean, do you see how quickly these points can really rack up? It's hard to believe it. Like when I get it, like when you first look at the incentive trip structure and you see like, whoa, I need 50,000 points or whatever. It looks intimidating, and I understand that. I do, because I feel intimidated every single season. Every single time when I look at the points and what's required, I'll feel intimidated at first too. You're not alone in that. But once you start breaking down the points and creating your plan and using this to help you create your plan, you really can see that, oh, this really is so doable for me. All you need is a plan, friends. I promise you that, and you can make this happen. There are this is the most generous I've ever seen them be with incentive points, and I've been a consultant for 15 years. This is the most generous I've ever seen them be with point structure. It's very, very, very generous. And I'm very excited because I think we're going to see more consultants in our company and more consultants in our Sunshine State Superstars group earn this incentive than ever before. And I'm here for it. I'm so excited. So let's see. Frontline reinstatement who earns 1,000 PRV. Oh my gosh, like y'all, like it's just so generous. I know I keep saying it, but it's like I'm really digesting all of this for the first time. Like I've looked at it, but I haven't like really digested it. And so you're getting my like gut reactions. Again, it's so freaking generous. So every reinstatement that you get doesn't matter if they're already certified or not. Like it doesn't matter what their title is. Every single consultant that reinstates their account with you as their sponsor, once they sell 1,000 PRV, you get 250 points. Like what? So I'm floored. I'm floored. I'm sorry. I'm floored. That is a huge deal. I've never seen that. I don't think we've ever had that. I don't ever remember that. That is amazing. So you're literally getting 250 points for that new reinstatement. I should just say reinstatement, for that reinstatement who sells 1,000. Doesn't matter what their title is. Once they come back and reinstate their account with you as their sponsor, you get 250 points once they sell 1,000. And that's again from July 1st through January 31st. So that counts any reinstatements that you might have gotten last month through January 31st. So below this trip structure, you've got a bunch of helpful FAQs, which would be very beneficial for all of us to go through. So make sure that you go through those if you have not before. I hope that going through this with me helps you understand it a little bit better, and just like you, I get hung up and confused on certain things too. You know, Pepper had to step in and help clarify something. So, just because you've done this for 15 years doesn't mean you know it all and doesn't mean you have all the answers. But I hope that going through this with me helped you digest it a little bit better and helped you understand it a little bit better and helps you feel more confident in making your plan. So, the very first thing I really want to challenge you to do is I want to challenge you to create your plan. If you haven't printed out your Scentsy Family Incentive Trip 2026 tracker, I want you to print this out. It's right here on the incentives section of your workstation. I want you to print it and I want you to identify what level you want to earn. I personally want to earn level 4. I would like to earn a trip for myself and my husband and our son. So I have my eye on level 4, which is 65,000 points. So what I always challenge you to do is work backwards from that. I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute, even though I do want to come back in here. I'm going to stop the screen sharing just for a second, though. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So I am going to pop back into the workstation because I want to show you a couple of different reporting things to help you guys. So again, once you identify what level you want to earn, you want to work backwards from there. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to start where I see I can earn the most points. Where are the biggest point pieces for me? So if you are maybe a certified consultant, a lead consultant, a star consultant, your promotion and your recruiting points are really where you can earn the most points. So I would encourage you to start there as you're making your plan. Okay. So maybe you're currently a certified consultant. Set a goal to promote to maybe superstar consultant before the incentive qualification period is over. Figure out how many new recruits you need to then get, how many people you want to help earn sensational start level 1 or sensational start level 2, and kind of create that plan. And I want you to understand as you are creating your plan, don't hesitate to reach out to me or to reach out to your sponsor or to reach out to your director and ask for guidance and help. You might think, oh, I don't want to bother Katie, or I don't want to bother Pepper, or I don't want to bother Crystal, or I don't want to bother Mary. You might think that, but understand there's not as many people messaging us as you think there are. There genuinely are not. And if you want to earn this trip and you want to go for it, I'm thrilled to help you. Like it's honestly a joy for me to help you set a goal like that and to work with you through that. So you might think, oh, I don't want to bother Katie. She's probably got tons of messages in her inbox. That's just not, it's not true. And I want to hear from you. So don't hesitate. And I would love to take a look at your plan. Even if you feel comfortable with your plan and you don't feel like you need my help in creating your plan, I would just still love to even see it. I would love to see what you're working towards, because I said this in a lot of different videos and in a lot of trainings, and it still rings true to this day. You know, there might be 3,000 people in our Sunshine State Superstars group. But out of those 3,000 people, there might be 100 that want to run alongside of me and want to do things like earn this trip or promote. It's a small percentage that want to do it. And so it is a, it's hard to explain to me what a joy it is. It is a joy, a true joy to work with you. So please don't ever hesitate to message me and feel like you're a bother to me. Um, I am excited to work with you. So few people want to do it. And so the few that do, it's my pleasure. It's like, yes, yes, let's do it. We're like-minded. We're doing the same things. Like it's exciting to talk to you. It's exciting to share this with you and goal set with you and then to celebrate with you when you achieve it. So I say all that to say, I'd love to see your trip plan. I'd love to help you if you want help with creating your trip plan. Just message me on Facebook Messenger or text me. Um, you know, with a 5-year-old, that's the easiest thing because then I can, send voice clips on messengers. Phone calls are a little harder for me in this season of my life. But I'm happy to work with you. So, anyway, work backwards from where you want to be. Start in the places where you can kind of get your biggest ticket items, if you will. And the next thing I want to say about your plan is be flexible. There's no way to genuinely predict, right? Like you cannot predict exactly how many new recruits you're going to get. There's no way to know. You can set a goal, yes, but there's no way to know exactly. So when all is said and done and the next 6 months are over, you will have earned this trip, not with what your plan looked like. I don't want to say that and deter you from making a plan because you want a plan, but be flexible in your plan and know that it's going to be adjustments all along the way. You will be adjusting your plan. So don't think you're failing if 3 weeks in you got to adjust your plan. That is absolutely normal. You are not failing. That is just the way it goes because so much of this is out of our control, right? So many aspects of this are not within our control. What is within our control is our own sales. That's really the only thing that's in our control. Everything else, there's other people that are taking part in this process. So be flexible with yourself, have grace with yourself, and like Pepper said in the chat, make an A, B, C, right? Like make adjustments. So you might plan that you're going to sponsor 6 people and that all 6 of these people are going to earn Sensational Start Level 3. You might end up sponsoring 2 that earn Sensational Start Level 3, and you might sponsor 1 who doesn't sell $1, and then you might sponsor 1 more that gets certified, but doesn't do anything beyond that. Like, you just never know how it's all truly going to go. So be flexible. I really want to harp on that because it's very important. Don't get discouraged when things aren't going exactly according to plan because I promise you, I've never earned a trip and I have earned a lot of trips with Scentsy, a lot of trips, and I've been blessed to see some incredible places that I never would have seen if it wasn't for Scentsy and these incentive trips. And so I'm telling you from experience, when I earn these trips, it doesn't look like my original plan, but it still happens. So making the plan is an important part of the process. You have to create that plan and get an idea so you know what you need to shoot for PRV wise. You know how many people roughly you need to try to sponsor. And it's so important that you do have that guideline. So uh, that's step one. Where do you want to go? Which location do you want to go to? What level do you want to earn? And then working backwards and creating that plan. I think one of the ultimate, very, very, very best things you can do is um, try to just kick ass with your PRV as much as possible because, and sorry, I hope I didn't hurt anyone's ears with the cuss word, uh, but you got to really work hard at what is within your control. So you got to kick that booty with your PRV. Have a new season open house to launch this new collection with your customers and your network. Book some parties at that. talk about fundraisers. This is the prime season, the prime time of year for fundraisers. Fundraisers are another amazing opportunity for you to get your PRV up there. If you have inventory, or if you have the ability to get some inventory, don't use family money to buy Scentsy. But if you have the ability in your Scentsy budget to get inventory for vendor events, you can do vendor events. Those are another great way to book parties and grow your customer base and sell. But I say all that to say the sales, you're getting one for one, but that is the biggest portion that is within your control. Okay, so don't play it safe with your PRV when you're creating your plan. Okay, so those are just a few tips for creating your plan. But like I said, please come to me about your plan. I want to see it when you're done. I want to help you create it, any of those things. Um, and I promise you that any effort that you put in to earn this incentive is only going to accelerate your business and take your business further. So none of these efforts are going to be efforts wasted. They're all going to increase your income. They're all going to grow your business. Um, Scentsy is rewarding us for the things that we should be doing anyway if we want to have a healthy business. So speaking of having a healthy business, I'm going to do a screen share again and just show you another couple helpful things for the workstation. Let's see here. All right, so we're back in the workstation. Hopefully you guys can see all that okay. Oh, good. I'm still logged in. Oh, let's see what the chat says. Yep, yep. Okay. So we are going to go to your reporting tab. Then you are going to go to start a downline report. So this is where, actually, you know what? Scratch that. Let's just do this instead. This is going to be easier. So go to reporting tab and then go to start a frontline report. This is where you're going to see everyone in your frontline. Everyone who is a point one. You notice they all say point one over here on the left-hand side of the screen. All of these people are in your frontline. So if you want to see what your opportunities are, right, to help people promote to certified for the first time, this is going to be really helpful for you. So reporting, start a frontline report. This is your frontline. This is every single person that you have personally sponsored or is a roll up to you. All right, so these little triangles here, these little diamonds, I guess I should say. Goodness, I guess I got to go back to school. That's a diamond, Katie Farner. Goodness. So you see the little diamonds? If you click them, that is going to sort these cells. So it will sort by PRV. So like if you wanted to see like your front line, who's currently kicking butt in your front line, you know, this is just a side note, just a little side leadership note. You can message and say, you know, message these top 5 people and say, hey, out of my entire front line of 167 people, you're in the top 5 for PRV this month. That's amazing. Just a little side note to cheer people on. But let's say you want to see their lifetime PRV, all right? Because we know if they haven't gotten to certified yet, that's an opportunity for us to get trip points. So you are going to go here to choose visible columns. And I like to just get rid of a lot of like stuff that is just not helpful and just makes it cluttered. And then you can go over here. For some reason, it's not showing up on the right, but lifetime PRV and click apply. So now their lifetime PRV is here. All right, so you can sort by this and it'll show you either from highest to lowest or from lowest to highest their lifetime PRV. Because remember, these diamonds allow you to sort. All right, so you can see there's people here in my front line who have never certified. Heather and Megan, right? Those two people right there. Those are people I could get 250 points for each if I helped them get certified. All right. Here's some more that have yet to certify, right? Because we can see they haven't hit 1,000 in lifetime PRV. So all of these people, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that I could get points for if I helped them certify. So you'll want to check your reports for that. Okay, you're going to want to check your reports. And what's helpful is you can actually save this report. So that way, this will be available for you in the future. Frontline lifetime PRV, save new report. So now that's a saved report that I have that I can then access every single time I want to check this. And it will be live and it will live on and it will update as well. So that is super helpful when you want to create a report and save a report. So let's kind of just redo this and we'll start from scratch again. So let's go to reporting and let's go to start a frontline report. Let's say that we want to see where our opportunities are to help frontline promote to a new title. Because remember, if we help our frontline promote to lead consultant as well, as certified, we can get points for that too. So we want to see, okay, who has yet to promote to lead consultant in our frontline that we can help make that happen. So you want to go up here to additional filter options. There's so many things you can do with your workstation reporting tab, y'all. It's like unreal. So let's go to titles, and we are just going to have essential and certified consultants on this report now because we only want to see people who have yet to promote to lead. Okay. So when I adjust the report to only be essentials and certifieds, you can see there's 134 people now on this report, as opposed to before there were like 167. So now they're all on here. So here is what I would do on a monthly basis. I would save this report and on a monthly or even bi-weekly basis, come in here and sort by group wholesale volume or team. It doesn't matter. They're the same thing for these titles. TWV and GWV, team wholesale volume and group wholesale volume. They're the same things for essential and certified consultants. Anybody that doesn't have any directors in their organization, TWV and GWV are the same thing. Okay, so when you sort by GWV or TWV, you can see, okay, so this month, because this is this current month, you can see. So as of right now, these are the people who are the closest to promoting to lead, right? Because if I click it again, then the lowest is at the top and the top is at the highest is at the bottom now, or the highest is at the top now, I mean. So these are people that I see that have the opportunity in front of them to promote to lead consultant. So these are people that I want to pay close attention to and work closely with to say, hey, how can I help you promote to lead consultant? And if you want to streamline this even more, you could go to additional filter options, and it might be helpful to add a minimum frontline of 1, because then you know they've sponsored, right? Look how drastically that changed that list. That list went from 130 something to 6. See how drastically that changed that? So these are people who are even more set up to promote to lead consultant because they have at least 1 team member. So that filters it down even more if you want to be even more specific. But personally, I wouldn't want to do that because you never know. Just because someone hasn't sponsored someone yet doesn't mean they don't want to, and doesn't mean that, especially with this new incentive happening, that they don't want to. So personally, I wouldn't do that. I would take that off so that way I can genuinely see everyone who is eligible to promote to lead consultant. and I can help them earn those trip points, and I as well will earn those trip points. You could always, if you want to kind of see, you could sort by team, and then the people with the biggest team size will be at the top, and then you can kind of go down from there to see, you know, who's got, maybe the PRV, but they don't have the team. And then you can work on them and talk to them and say, hey, I see that you have, I see that you have amazing PRV. Like, have you thought about growing your team as well? We've got this incentive going on right now. Is that something that's on your radar? Is that something I can help you with? These are just conversations that you could then have, knowing who on your team is, you know, out there and able to promote to certified consultant. Okay, so that in a nutshell is pretty much everything I wanted to share with you about our current incentive trip. Now, when it comes to doing the work to earn the points, right? Like that's the next step, right? We've got we've decided what level we want to earn. We have created our trip plan. Now it's just time to get to work and do the work. Um, and there are endless resources in this community. This is one of the most generous communities I have ever been a part of. Scentsy consultants are so generous in sharing and giving of their skills and their knowledge. I mean, all of these resources that I was showing you at the beginning that I am, am working on as we speak, like these are all things that were generously created by fellow consultants that have then shared, generously shared their work. And so we are in a community full of people that give free resources and free training and free knowledge. So if you are ready to earn this trip and put in the work, I would strongly advise you to at least once a week watch a training from Chloe Cox or you know, Maggie Hensley or myself or oh my gosh, I just almost said somebody that I shouldn't say. There are just so many trainings out there available to us for to help you like consistently sell, consistently sponsor, consistently recruit. The content is out there. Not to mention in our team page, there are endless resources in our team page. I mean, our team page has been in existence for 10 years. I mean, it's a decade of content, a decade of ideas, a decade of PRV ideas, a decade of realtor bundle ideas. Like it's lit a decade of fundraiser ideas, a decade of recruiting ideas. It's all in there, y'all. So don't forget about the resources that you have available to you for free. It is all out there at your fingertips. And then the effort is all within your control. The effort, your action is all within your control and your power. Um, Pepper, do you want to? Yeah, of course you can share. Do you want to share on the recording or after the recording? What are you more comfortable with? Do you want me to stop the recording? Okay, yeah, go ahead. So Pepper is one of the directors in our team, and she has earned some incentive trips herself, and she's got a little something she wants to share as well.
All right, guys, I'm at the store and I'm looking for a quiet place, but I'm not finding that. But just some of the tips I've given my team a couple weeks ago when this first started is if you do not know where to start, just like Katie said, your PRV is your number one thing that you can control. Focus on the at least 1,000 PRV per month, um, because that's going to hit quite a few steps of those double points. And then while you're doing that, if you are talking about people joining your team, my best suggestion is to, if you have a new recruit, tell them to have a friend join with them, under them. So they're learning alongside each other. When you have a friend in this business, it keeps you a little bit longer. It keeps the motivation, and then you don't feel like the only one that doesn't know something. They can learn together, and it really makes a huge impact in their own businesses. Um, and it kind of keeps that engagement. Not only that, but you're setting one of them at least up for success because they could potentially become a lead, and then they have the next 6 months to get certified or that sensational start. So that's just one of the ways that you can really get those points rolling when you're having those joint conversations. And then if you are someone who struggles with PRV and you think that 1,000 PRV per month is really, really hard, I would look and see where you're consistent. If you're consistent and getting active, like 250, then just know that you can get to that 250. You need to make up the difference. So whether that means you have to book, 3 parties a month to get there, work that way. Don't just look at that 1,000 PRV number and be scared of it. Break it up into smaller bite-sized pieces. Try 1 party a month. Try doing a in-person bingo. I've been doing those a ton. Try doing a dinner. Meet me at the pizza parlor and let's color fragrance flowers. You can do tons of little things, and each one of those will kind of take a chunk off of that PRV. That's really all I had, Katie.
Thank you for sharing that. I typed it in the chat too. For those of you that, would find that helpful, I typed it in the chat too. Thank you for sharing that, Pepper. Okay, so again, create your plan. Share your plan with me. Share your plan with your sponsor. Share your plan with everyone in your upline. Or if you need help creating your plan, don't hesitate to reach out. It is my honor and joy, literally, to work with you. And I love the opportunity. So please don't feel like you're bothering me. Please don't. I want to help you make this happen. It's earning these trips. Uh, these trips have been some of the best experiences of my life, genuinely. Um, Never would have been to South Africa if it wasn't for Scentsy. Never would have been to Greece if it wasn't for Scentsy. I never would have been to Punta Cana, Costa Rica, Mediterranean cruise, Caribbean cruise. I don't really vacation. Like, especially now that I've vacationed for free, it's like, I don't want to pay for a vacation. Some of y'all feel me on that. Once you've earned a vacation for free, especially the way Scentsy does it, it's like top level. I don't want to pay for a vacation. I'd rather just earn one. So I know if you've been on one, you know what I'm talking about. Um, it is it is absolutely one of the best trips. It it will be one of the best trips you've ever gone on in your life. I can promise you that. So it will be worth your effort and your time. And hey, your business is going to grow and your commission checks are going to be better along the whole journey anyway. So it's just a win, 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 win. So good luck to all of you. Please stay tuned. I'm going to obviously continue to be talking about this incentive trip. If you're not in our Sunshine State Superstars group on Facebook, please join that. I'm going to consistently, as always, be sharing ways to work your business, be sharing resources that I come across and find, and be cheering you guys on along the way. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you guys later.